Franklin D. Roosevelt was the 32nd President of the United States, serving from 1933 until his death in 1945. He is widely regarded as one of the most influential and important figures in American history, and his leadership during some of the country's most challenging times has earned him a lasting legacy. Born in Hyde Park, New York in 1882, Roosevelt was the scion of a wealthy and prominent family. He attended Harvard University and later Columbia Law School, where he became involved in politics and began his career in public service. In 1910, Roosevelt was elected to the New York State Senate, where he quickly gained a reputation as a reformer and champion of progressive causes. He was later appointed Assistant Secretary of the Navy by President Woodrow Wilson, and gained valuable experience in foreign policy and national security matters. Roosevelt's political career suffered a setback in 1921, when he was stricken with polio and lost the use of his legs. But he refused to let his disability define him, and with the help of his wife, Eleanor, he worked tirelessly to regain his strength and mobility. In 1928, Roosevelt was elected governor of New York, and he quickly became a national figure as he implemented a series of progressive reforms and social programs. His success as governor paved the way for his election as president in 1932, at a time when the country was in the midst of the Great Depression. Roosevelt's presidency was marked by a series of sweeping reforms and initiatives aimed at reviving the economy and addressing the pressing social and political issues of the day. He instituted a range of policies collectively known as the New Deal, which included measures like the creation of the Social Security system, the establishment of labor protections and workplace regulations, and the implementation of large-scale public works projects. In addition to his domestic policies, Roosevelt was also a key figure on the international stage. He played a central role in the Allied victory in World War II, and was instrumental in the creation of the United Nations, which aimed to promote global cooperation and prevent future conflicts. Despite his many accomplishments, Roosevelt's presidency was not without its controversies and challenges. He faced criticism from both the left and the right, and his efforts to expand the power of the federal government were often met with resistance and opposition. Perhaps his most controversial move was his decision to order the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II, a move that has since been widely condemned as a grave violation of civil rights. Despite these challenges, however, Roosevelt's legacy remains a powerful testament to his leadership and vision. He was a man of great intelligence, energy, and charisma, and his tireless efforts to improve the lives of Americans and promote global peace and cooperation continue to inspire generations of leaders and citizens. Today, as we face new and pressing challenges in our own time, we would do well to remember Roosevelt's example and the enduring values that he embodied. His legacy serves as a reminder of the power of leadership, the importance of perseverance and courage, and the transformative potential of government to make a positive difference in the lives of all people. The early years. Franklin D. Roosevelt was born on January 30, 1882, in Hyde Park, New York, into a family of great wealth and privilege. His father, James Roosevelt, was a successful businessman and investor, and his mother, Sarah Delano Roosevelt, was a socialite and philanthropist. Growing up, Roosevelt was surrounded by luxury and comfort, and he enjoyed a privileged and sheltered upbringing. But despite his privileged upbringing, he was not immune to tragedy and hardship. At the age of 14, he lost his father to a heart attack, and the loss had a profound impact on him. He became closer, more reliant on his mother, who remained a powerful influence in his life. Roosevelt was a talented and ambitious student, and he attended Harvard University, where he studied history and political science. He was also active in student government and the debating club, and he developed a keen interest in politics and public service. After graduating from Harvard, Roosevelt attended Columbia Law School, but he soon realized that his true passion lay in public service. He became involved in Democratic politics in New York, and in 1910, he was elected to the New York State Senate. In the Senate, Roosevelt quickly gained a reputation as a progressive reformer, and he championed a range of causes, including labor rights, women's suffrage, and civil rights. He also became known for his charismatic speaking style and his ability to rally support behind his causes. In 1912, Roosevelt supported Woodrow Wilson's presidential campaign, and he was rewarded with an appointment as Assistant Secretary of the Navy. In this role, he gained valuable experience in foreign policy and national security matters, and he developed a close relationship with Wilson. But in 1921, Roosevelt's life took a dramatic turn. While vacationing in Canada, he contracted a severe case of polio, which left him paralyzed from the waist down. The illness was a devastating blow, and it left Roosevelt struggling to regain his strength and mobility. But with the help of his wife, Eleanor, and a team of dedicated therapists and physicians, Roosevelt refused to let his disability define him. He worked tirelessly to regain his strength, and he developed a new sense of empathy and compassion for those who faced similar struggles. In 1928, Roosevelt was elected governor of New York, and he quickly emerged as a national figure. He implemented a series of progressive reforms and social programs, including the creation of the New York State Department of Labor and the establishment of a state minimum wage. Roosevelt's success as governor paved the way for his run for the presidency in 1932, at a time when the country was in the midst of the Great Depression. The New Deal. When Franklin D. Roosevelt took office as president in 1933, he inherited a country in crisis. The Great Depression had left millions of Americans out of work and facing poverty and hardship, and the country was in desperate need of bold and innovative solutions. Roosevelt responded with a series of sweeping reforms and initiatives known as the New Deal. The New Deal was a comprehensive set of policies and programs aimed at reviving the economy, providing relief to the unemployed and disadvantaged, and addressing the pressing social and political issues of the day. The New Deal included a range of measures, such as the creation of the Social Security system, which provided a safety net for retired and disabled Americans, and the establishment of labor protections and workplace regulations, which helped to improve working conditions and ensure fair pay and treatment for workers. The New Deal also included large-scale public works projects, such as the construction of highways, bridges, and public buildings. These projects created jobs and provided much-needed infrastructure improvements, and they helped to stimulate the economy and provide relief to struggling communities. Perhaps most importantly, the New Deal signaled a new era of government intervention in the economy and in social policy. Roosevelt believed that the government had a responsibility to help ensure the welfare of all Americans, and he saw the New Deal as a way to achieve that goal. Criticism and opposition. Despite the many successes of the New Deal, it was not without its critics and opponents. Roosevelt faced opposition from both the left and the right, with some accusing him of not doing enough to address the underlying causes of the Depression, and others accusing him of overstepping his bounds and expanding the power of the federal government too much. Some of the most vocal opponents of the New Deal were business leaders and conservative politicians, who saw the government intervention in the economy as a threat to their interests and to the principles of free market capitalism. In 1936, Roosevelt faced a formidable opponent in the form of Republican nominee Alf Landon, who campaigned on a platform of limited government and free enterprise. Despite Landon's strong challenge, however, Roosevelt won a resounding victory, capturing 46 out of 48 states and winning the popular vote by a margin of nearly 11 million votes. Legacy. Franklin D. Roosevelt is widely regarded as one of the most important and influential presidents in American history. His leadership during the Great Depression and World War II helped to transform the country and the world, and his legacy continues to shape American politics and policy today. Roosevelt's New Deal set a new standard for government intervention in the economy and social policy, and it helped to establish the idea that the government has a responsibility to ensure the welfare of its citizens. Many of the programs and policies implemented under the New Deal, such as Social Security, the minimum wage, and labor protections, continue to benefit Americans today. Roosevelt's leadership during World War II was also critical to the Allied victory. He was a strong and decisive leader who rallied the country and the world to fight against fascism and tyranny, and his diplomatic efforts helped to establish the United States as a global superpower. Perhaps Roosevelt's greatest legacy, however, is his vision of America as a land of opportunity and equality, where all citizens have the chance to succeed and thrive. Throughout his career, Roosevelt championed the causes of civil rights, labor rights, and women's suffrage, and he worked tirelessly to create a more just and equitable society. Conclusion. Franklin D. Roosevelt was a remarkable and visionary leader who left an indelible mark on American history. His leadership during the Great Depression and World War II transformed the country and the world, and his legacy continues to shape American politics and policy today. Roosevelt's New Deal set a new standard for government intervention in the economy and social policy, and it helped to establish the idea that the government has a responsibility to ensure the welfare of its citizens. His leadership during World War II was critical to the Allied victory, and his vision of America as a land of opportunity and equality remains a powerful inspiration to this day. Despite the many challenges and obstacles he faced throughout his life, Franklin D. Roosevelt never wavered in his commitment to public service and to the betterment of society. He was a man of great courage, intelligence, and compassion, and his legacy will continue to inspire and guide future generations of Americans.